go to UFC 323 from T-Mobile Arena on December 6th. The main event, the number 3 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Merab, makes the quick turnaround to face the number 2 ranked Peter Yan. On the Monday after Merab's title defense at UFC 320, he came into the offices here and told us how important it was for him to break the record for the most title defenses in a year. Merab's on a 14-fight win streak and is looking to make an unprecedented 4th title defense in under a year.
Good day, fight fans, and welcome back to Pressure Point. So what's this guy running on? Super serum or pure madness? Merab isn't just a machine. He's a full-blown menace in human form. A certified, internationally recognized wild card wrapped in chaos and sealed with insanity. The man's been called the machine for a reason. His gas tank is so ridiculous, it makes the so-called cardio kings like Prime Colby Covington and Tony Ferguson look like they're running on fumes. And it's not just about his pace inside the cage. It's the bigger picture that's mind-blowing. He's out here defending his belt 4 times in 1 year. 4. That's not just a title reign. That's a domination tour. You gotta respect that hustle. Even if you think his grinding style isn't as flashy as some of the strikers in the division, if you're not impressed, then something's seriously off. Because this man is rewriting what it means to be a champion. Merab isn't just good. He's the blueprint for what modern MMA greatness looks like. I wouldn't have said that half a year ago. But now, he's turned this whole division into his playground.
How do you decompress at the end of a day? Like, what do you do?
Oh,
What does that look like?
training.
No, after training.
Oh,
How do you
after-
decompress? How do you calm your nervous system and like relax at the end of the day? Like, how do you wind down and go to sleep? How do you?
It's okay.
The speed, the volume, the pure willpower, it's unmatched. Maybe his fights don't always have that wow factor. But who cares? He's getting it done like no one else. Then comes last September, the Sphere card. Merab versus Sean O'Malley. The odds, yeah, heavily in his favor. But his relationship with the fans and with Dana White, not so sweet. A month before that, Bilal Muhammad snatched the belt from Leon Edwards. And let's be honest, Leon wasn't exactly lighting the world on fire as champ either. Still, you can picture Dana losing his mind backstage, probably banging his head against a medicine cabinet, over the thought of back-to-back boring champions. He wanted highlight reels, not grindfests, and that's exactly why it took them forever to book this damn fight in the first place. The top brass definitely didn't want this matchup at all. A month later, you could feel it in the air. Dana White and a huge chunk of the fan base were flat out dreading this one. People still hadn't forgiven Merab for grinding out that slow, painful decision over Shusei Aldo that basically sent the legend into early retirement. Fans were furious back then, but to his credit, he earned some of that respect back when he dominated Petr Yan with a clean 50-45 and then tossed Henry Cejudo around like he was a gym bag full of bricks. Even with those wins though, everyone knew what kind of fight we were about to get. Another classic case of Merab mauls his opponent until the crowd falls asleep. Across from him stood Sugar Sean O'Malley, the polar opposite. A wild, flashy, highlight reel striker who brought the show every time. Love him or hate him, Sean was the most exciting champ at 135 in years. But no matter how sharp his takedown defense looked, nobody seriously believed he could stop that Georgian hurricane once it got rolling. When fight night came, it was rough. The crowd felt it too. It wasn't thrilling. It was beige, just straight up dull. Fans weren't jumping out of their seats. They were checking their phones by round 3. Even though Merab got the W, his title reign wasn't exactly winning hearts at that moment.
Yeah.
Fast forward 4 months, and his next opponent was none other than Umar Nurmagomedov, name that had people buzzing. Most thought Umar was the guy, the one with the skill set to finally crack the code. The talk online was all, Umar's the kryptonite to this monster. But wow, were we wrong? The fight started off close, but as it went on, Merab did what Merab does. Dragged Umar into deep water and drowned him with pressure. That's insane. That night proved that Georgian wrestling can stand toe-to-toe with Dagestani dominance, especially when it's fueled by lungs that never quit. Then came the curveball 5 months later. Merab accepted a completely unnecessary rematch with Sean O'Malley. Everyone was scratching their heads. Why run it back so soon? O'Malley hadn't been champ for long, hadn't fought anyone since that loss, and hadn't earned another shot. It made zero sense. Fans were baffled, and honestly, it felt like a forced sequel no one asked for. The truth is, nobody wanted that rematch. The first fight had sucked all the energy out of the room. So when they booked it again, the reaction was basically, why? The only thing that made sense was that the UFC clearly wanted a different ending this time. They were banking on Sean O'Malley landing that one big knockout, taking back the belt, and putting Merab's grinding reign to bed once and for all. You could practically see the script. They wanted Merab buried, locked away, and forgotten. But Merab wasn't having any of that. He stormed into that cage like a man possessed, cutting off O'Malley's movement, walking him down non-stop, and drowning him in pressure from the opening bell. And then, boom, Merab sealed it with his first ever submission win in round 3. No questions, no debate, no close fight, talk. It wasn't even remotely competitive. The gap between them was massive, and somehow, in less than a year, Merab had evolved into an even scarier version of himself. What started catching people's attention after the Umar fight carried right into this one. Merab's striking was getting sharp, like, actually sharp. Suddenly, he wasn't just a cardio monster or a takedown machine. He was mixing in slick combinations, clean counters, and looking calm on the feet. Add that to his chain wrestling, an endless gas tank, and you've got a nightmare wrapped in a championship belt. The man was building a complete arsenal of submissions, volume, pressure, and now, legit hands. It was wild to watch. Then, just 4 months later, Psycho Machine himself came back again, this time against Corey Sandhagen. By this point, no one was doubting him anymore. Fans had stopped betting against the Georgian Terminator. Corey was dangerous, no question smooth footwork, creative striking, and tough as nails. But deep down, people knew what was coming. It's almost impossible to handle that kind of relentless pace unless you've got superpowers. Or, as some joked online, unless you could bring a weapon into the cage. Still, Sandhagen earned that shot fair and square, and most didn't expect fireworks. But we were wrong again. The opening rounds were actually exciting. Corey came out sharp, landing clean shots and keeping his distance better than most ever had against Merab. For a moment, it looked like we had a real fight on our hands. But once again, Merab adjusted mid-fight, started tagging him back, and even came close to knocking Sandhagen out in the second round with those wild combos. The man's striking had officially arrived. The later rounds slowed down, sure, but by then, the damage was done. The judges didn't hesitate. Another dominant defense for Merab, another name added to his growing hit list. This dude wasn't just defending a belt anymore, he was building a legacy, one suffocating round at a time. At this point, people were fully sold on Merab sitting at the top. He might not have the flash of Sugar Sean or the showman charm that sells pay-per-views, but what he does have is that raw, obsessive love for the grind. His energy is contagious, his drive unshakable. And after everything he's done, he's more than earned the fans' respect. Even Dana White's finally come around to it.
What did you make of Merab's performance? Pretty impressive against Corey.
So I found Merab on Looking for a Fight, and literally Matt Serra told me that night, this guy's going to be one of your greatest champions ever. It took me a while to see it, and a lot of other people, I think. Everybody always doubts him. Corey is a very, very fucking tough guy, and wasn't the most exciting fight of the night, but Merab dominated.
3 title defenses in 1 year, that's insane. Most champs would be taking victory laps, chilling on a beach somewhere, maybe enjoying Christmas, without thinking about a cage. You'd expect him to rest, let the contenders fight it out, and come back next year fresh and recharged. But nope, Merab's built different because, before anyone could even process his win over Corey Sandhagen, the man already had another fight signed. Corey's metaphorical body wasn't even cold yet, and Merab had agreed to face Petr Yan in just 2 months. That's not dedication, that's pure madness. What kind of machine keeps this schedule? Sure, the UFC's had active fighters. Kevin Holland's on his 5th fight of 2025 and already asking for a 6th. But that's a different level. We've seen busy champions before, Adesanya, Volkanovski, Usman. They defended their belts multiple times a year, and people praised them for that. But Merab, he's taken that blueprint and shredded it. 4 title defenses in 12 months against killers. That's not normal. That's historic. And when you really look at who he's faced, it's even crazier. Umar Nurmagomedov, the boogeyman of the division, gave everyone nightmares. But Merab handled him like it was just another day at the office. Sugar Sean, with his laser precision, striking and knockout power, Merab shut him down twice. And Corey Sandhagen, hardly anyone's ever made him look human. But Merab made it look easy. Now he's stepping up again, ready to throw down with Petr Yan, the most dangerous, well-rounded contender out of the entire pack. Yan's elite everywhere, striking, wrestling, IQ, But that's exactly what makes this next fight so insane. Merab isn't chasing money fights or easy paydays. He's chasing legacy, one war at a time. Best boxing at bantamweight, no question. This rematch is wild because the last time these two met, Jan sorta ran over Merab. People thought Merab didn't need to take this one back. He could have chilled, cashed out in the Paramount era, and grabbed some rest. But nah, he signed up again because he wants to prove it on his terms. After Figgy's May comeback over Montel Jackson, Merab was watching every move like a hawk. He even started tweeting shots straight up saying, "I got my eye on you. Let's settle it in the cage." That ain't casual talk. That's a challenger calling dibs and a champ ready to bite down on business. He's basically cleaned out the division. So now you're left with rematches and predictable matchups. That's just the sport when one guy dominates. There aren't many fresh paths left except reruns. And people either love the drama or hate the predictability. But Merab doesn't care about busy schedules or critics. He wants all the smoke. What stops him from defending again next year? Nothing obvious, especially with the way he's moving. He's defending in December this year, so squeezing in another run is a stretch. But the point is, this dude's appetite is real and non-stop. This kind of activity deserves credit. Guys like Pantoja, Volkanovski, and Pereira have shown heavy-duty work ethic defending often and fighting top names. And that's respect-worthy. Newer champs like JDM and Aspinall are still finding their rhythm. And time will tell where they land. At the same time, I'm watching Topuria and Chimaev. With a little side-eye, both are elite, superstar-level talents, but their schedules worry me. It looks like both are leaning into big-money moves instead of stacking defenses, which is fair, but it's different from the warrior mindset Merab shows. They're playing different games. Some chase huge paydays, others chase legacy. If Topuria and Chimaev defend once or twice a year, that's cool, but Merab is out here hunting fights. Like it's a lifestyle. That hunger separates him from the rest. So is Merab the bantamweight GOAT now? Honestly, yes. Dominic Cruz used to be the natural pick, because the title bounced around so much, but Merab's resume is stacking up heavy and making a loud argument. Look at the names on his ledger: Josie Aldo, Petr Yan, Henry Cejudo, Sean O'Malley twice, Umar Nurmagomedov, Corey Sandhagen. That's elite overload. That's not just a resume, that's a legacy in motion, plain and simple. If you disagree, bring receipts, not threats, and we'll talk facts. This guy is the standard at 135 right now. And anyone who wants to topple him has to be ready for the full-blown war he brings. And that is all from Pressure Point today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment letting us know which story stood out to you most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.